You didn't quit. You're really like against all odds. You're doing something that no one in the family has done, that none of your friends have done.
I'm just gonna say the thing you're not supposed to say.
Whatever is mine is looking for me.
You have to know what road to take to get to your final destination.
Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on with my laptop, my desktop. Good morning, good afternoon. How are you all today? Wait a minute. Can you hear me? Are we good? I wanted to do this live earlier. My parents are in town. So I'm like, let me hop on here and chat with you all. I saw this video pop up on my For You page, and then I was like, I'm not going to say anything. I do that. And then it popped up again. Then another video popped up that was kind of in similar discourse. And I was like, okay, when I see things in threes, I got to talk about it. So let's get into it. So this girl is claiming that she was bullied on Ashley Dalton's live. And she went up there. I don't know if she was looking for advice. She's young. She's like in her early 20s. And I think she was seeking out, I don't know, maybe community or something like that. I don't really know. But I do want to say this because I think what women are struggling with, young, uh, mid-age, and older, that you're struggling with two things that, and I see this a lot in my mentor sessions. I see this a lot just out here with women. You are you're not at a place where you want to accept who you are first, to know and to understand what your desires are. And so you go to these spaces online, you go to these spaces off social media, you try to seek community, and they're not in alignment with you. They're not in alignment with you simply because you have not found yourself and you have not found self acceptance in who you are, to know that this is not the right space for me, because this is not in alignment with who I am and it doesn't match my desires truly. So when it comes to Ashley Dalton, I don't think she's the problem, and I'm going to explain why. I don't believe Ashley Dalton is the problem because there are women out there that mirror her, and it's not performative, that are in alignment with her and what she teaches and what she does, and it's not performance. It's really truly who they are, because they know themselves, they know their desires. And I'm not saying it's all, okay? I'm not saying it's all. That would be naive of me to say, oh, it's all of her followers. I'm saying that for what Ashley does, it's alignment for some women because it's truly what they want, it's truly what they desire. So it's their self identity and then it's their desires, and they match. There are women out here that are trying to force themselves into spaces where their self identity does not match their desires. And that's where they're struggling with. It's not Ashley that's the problem. There's a lot of projection that goes on with content creators that come online, and they have certain type of messages, but you have to understand that not all messaging is for you. You take what resonates, or maybe that particular content creator just does not resonate with you at all. So you move on and you move to a space that does resonate with you. But how do you know what space truly resonates with you, or what content creator truly resonates with you, if you don't know yourself? So um Ashley Dalton is very similar to Share 7, and she teaches women how to level up aesthetically, public image wise. She touches on health. She touches on beauty. She touches on how to level up your appearance. And her whole thesis, her whole message is to date men, to marry men with money. Like that's it. And what a lot of women don't want to accept, and I went through my own process, okay? So this is not coming from someone that just knew it all, because I didn't. Like, it took time for me to explore, just being honest with you, testing the waters, to know and to understand myself better, and to know and to understand what I wanted. And I feel like women need to give themselves the space, the time to figure that out, instead of just thinking you know. You don't know until you actually know. And the only way you can know is truly through experience. So for me, Ashley Dalton and even Share Seven, their messages don't fully align with me. And that's something that I've had to accept. It's not because I have my own platform. It's not because I feel like I'm in competition with them. No, like at the root of who I am, it's not in alignment with me. And I'm going to explain why. So I did. I tested the waters. I went out. I explored. I went through, I would say, many different phases. And I came to the conclusion that it's not in full alignment with me because I don't want to perform. I don't want to perform shit. I feel like performance is survival mode for me. And I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for other women. I'm only sharing what I found within myself. And maybe this helps you on your journey. I don't want to perform. I don't want to perform anything because that's not what makes me happy. And that does not make me fulfilled in life. It would make me miserable. It would make me a bitch. It would make me insufferable. Just being honest with you. Two, and then another thing, this kind of ties in with my self-worth, which was when I was going through my phase, when I was going through my process, that was something I was still struggling with, was my self-worth. And I personally don't believe that I have to perform for the things that I deserve. It's my birthright as a woman. It's my birthright based off of just simply who I am. And I shouldn't have to perform to get the things that I truly desire out of life. And if that's what it takes, then that's not for me. And that's something that I've had to accept. It's not popular. It's not a trend. It's real. So if I have to perform, that's not in alignment with me. And when I think about it, it's not even my desire to have these things, because I don't desire to perform. And in order for me to get those things, it starts with me performing. And I don't want to do that. I do what I feel at times I'm obligated to do because I'm in a system and I can't be delusional and naive about that. I do at times what I feel is necessary because I can't be naive about how I live in a system. However, this is where the balance comes in. If it comes to a point where I have to change myself, my identity, like perform my personality, I'm not doing that. Like, that's what it really comes down to. So that's the balance. I understand that we live in a system and it serves me better to show up a certain way. And that's what I tend to give into at times, situationally, not always, but situationally, because it serves me better. So I'll do that, but I won't go as far, I won't go to the extreme to just be in full on performance. Now, this is the thing. This is how I feel. This is how I went on my own personal journey. Do I think that all women who choose that path that Ashley talks about, and encourages women or supports women or gives advice to women, perform? No. No, I don't. I don't think that all women choose that path and it's a performance for them. I think that for some women, that is who they really are. And even when it comes to something like motherhood, right? There are moms out here where they were really, their purpose was to be a mother. I mean, from how they pack their kids' lunches, how they have the patience, it's just, you could tell like they're a mother and that was their purpose, and it's beautiful to see, but it's not going to be the purpose for every woman that's out here. There are women that desire motherhood and it fits them, it's in them, it's in alignment with them. Like that's really their purpose. But I don't expect for all women to have that same fulfillment in her path, in her purpose, in her choice. So I think what women are really struggling with is self identity. Do you desire these things because you feel obligated to, or do you desire these things because this is really truly who you are? And I feel like it takes you exploring, like it does. Like, so I'm going to explain this because I came across this video too. Let me pull it up. This came across my For You page. And then we're going to get into what this woman said.
If we are coming to the realization about men, why are y'all not able to put the pieces together with women? People like Dana Dane, people like this lady, people like that Ashley lady with the makeup, the heavy makeup. These are the type of women who want you to fit a particular aesthetic.
I don't agree with this. And I'm gonna tell you right now, 3 women up here, I don't even like. I don't like they, but I feel like the reason why I don't like them is because they're not for me, right? But other women can relate to them. I don't agree with this. So I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna reverse this right here. I'm gonna play it again. Okay, ready?
People like Dana Dane, people like this lady, people like that Ashley lady with the makeup, the heavy makeup. These are the type of women who want you to fit a particular aesthetic.
Why are you putting it on them? Why are you not putting it on yourself? You don't have to listen to these women at all. Like you, and this in 2020, I want to say 2023, as a woman with a platform that does coaching on shadow work and healing, because that's what I specialize in. I don't specialize in men. I don't specialize in nothing that involves anything outside of yourself. Everything I specialize in has everything to do within yourself. Why are you putting it on them like you have to listen to them? You don't have to listen to anyone. And if you're over the age of 18, you don't even have to listen to your parents. So you're falling victim to hive mentality and then you're projecting that on them. That's not fair because you don't have to listen to them. You can choose who you listen to. You can choose what you listen to. You can choose how you listen to them as well. Because I'm going to give you a breakdown. When it comes to Priscilla, I feel like she's someone that you can listen to when you've been hurt by everybody in your life. Seriously. Mommy, daddy, siblings, men, women, hell, anybody. Go listen to her. Like if you are a woman that is truly scorned and you're mad, and I feel like that's part of the healing process. You're mad, you're bitter, you're scorned, go listen to her. She's going to empower you from that place. Like that's just me being real, right? I hope you don't stay there. I hope you eventually get to a place where you outgrow that. But I mean, she's great for that. I feel like she empowers you where you are and she's meeting you exactly where you are and actually where you need. You need to be mad. You need to be angry. Maybe people have been shitting on you your whole life and you never reacted or you never stood up for yourself. Like she like helps you find that, right? She helps you find your voice. She helps you articulate how you feel when you're in that space. I don't see anything wrong with that. Another woman that's not up here that I actually like, the Red Witch, but a lot of women don't like the Red Witch. A lot of women don't like the Red Witch because they feel like she's hypercritical and she can come across judgmental. Me personally, when I listen to the Red Witch, I see a woman that's in her dark feminine energy and she is teaching you how to embrace that, which has never been taught. So there's an edge to her. Okay, there's a high level of criticism when it comes to her, but that is a woman that's truly in her dark feminine energy. Now I'm gonna tell you not to stay there. Okay, I'm always gonna tell you not to stay in any of these places because if you stay, you're not growing. All right. So and if you notice, I'm telling you to take different things from each woman, right? And apply it to your life in a way that makes sense. How does it make sense? You need to figure that out. I don't know how it's going to make sense for you because we all have different things, different issues, Some women can be more selfish, some women can be more of a giver, some women can be more of a people pleaser, and some women can be more of the opposite. Like, it just depends. Like, you have to take each woman and utilize, different things, or you don't have to at all. Keep that in mind. This is a choice. And you can utilize it in your way, how you want to show up in your life based off of your identity and your desires. And I don't know what that is. I only can speak for myself. So I'll give you an example, but I can't tell you anything. And that's another thing is, you have a good therapist when you're not going to the therapist to be told, right? Because a therapist can't really tell you anything. They can only reveal things to you. That's it. They can only reveal things to you. They can only make things make more sense for you, but they can't really tell you anything. A lot of women have not outgrown that little girl mentality where they feel like they have to be told constantly. You don't have to be told shit. I just need you to understand that. Like, that's part of your birthright. You don't have to be told anything. That's part of the system that you live in. You feel like you constantly need to be told what to do, how to think, how to show up. You need to seek these things out for yourself. Okay. These women can be a mirror to help you find out what those things are. But that's it. They serve simply as a mirror, not as someone that you have to copy, like copy and paste, but just someone that you can mirror and then inner reflect on yourself. All right. Now, Dana Dane, I feel like she's great for a woman that has been bullied a lot by women. And I feel like Dana Dane is, and keep in mind, you don't want to stay in any space too long, because if you do, you won't grow. All right. So Dana Dane is someone that has been bullied a lot by women. The reason why she tends to have the takes that she has, I believe, is because she gets bullied a lot by women. I think she's been bullied a lot by women majority of her life. And could it be because of how she can come across sometimes? Possibly. But if you've been bullied by women a lot, then you probably will resonate with Dana Dane a little bit when it comes to some of the things that she says when she's not speaking on men. Okay. When she's speaking on other things that pertains to women, I think you could take a little bit of what she's putting down there. And then when it comes to Ashley, I feel like Ashley is great for trying to figure out, like, what is your style? Do you have to root it in men and money? No, that's a choice. Because again, you could take some of the other things that she says, right? Maybe the men and money thing, that's just not for you. You don't want to center that in your life. But you could take some of the other things. Like, I literally said on this channel, I said, you're not ugly, you're just lazy. And I really meant that. Like, that girl that popped up, like, y'all want to say she's ugly, she's ugly. I don't see a girl that's ugly. I see a girl that's lazy. She's not maximizing her potential. And I'm not saying when you maximize your potential, that's going to mirror the societal standards of beauty. I'm saying based off of your level of confidence, because we didn't see a woman that popped up confidently and being the opposing um beauty standard. She popped up just like she literally rolled out of bed in a t-shirt. If she would have popped up and she would have had her Sunday's best on and she would have made those same comments, all right, cool. We can have a different conversation. But that's not how she popped up. That woman looked like she just rolled out of bed and say, "Hey y'all, where the men at that like mid women?" That's crazy. That's what I'm like, that's absolutely insane. So maximize what you have, then come back and regroup. And that's what Ashley Dalton teaches you. She teaches you how to maximize, right? But she teaches you how to maximize based off of rich men and money, right? But if you peel back and if you really don't center men like that, she's teaching you how to maximize who you are as a woman and how you show up and how you choose to show up. Okay. So she tends to do it from the perspective of men and money, but you don't have to do that. Again, taking bits and pieces. Don't stay anywhere too long. Don't stay anywhere too long. Don't stay anywhere too long. Then when it comes to who else? Bohemian, she kind of, to me, mirrors a little bit of Dana Dane a little bit. Like, I don't know if she was bullied by women growing up. I don't know what her earlier childhood was, But I do find that women who are bullied by women tend to be more hypercritical of women simply because they've had negative experiences with women. I personally I'm able to see through that and find understanding and kind of listen. I had to block Dana Dane and Bohemian because it just became too negative for me. If it wasn't so negative and if it wasn't so like often, I think I would still be able to listen and hear them out. But honestly, it just got too negative. And my For You page is my responsibility. And I don't want just constant negativity down my For You page or my news feed because that's not helpful to me. I'm willing to understand, I'm willing to hear you out, but when it's constant negativity and criticism, like I have to tune you out after a while because it's just too negative. And I'm not a negative person. Like I'm a happy-go-lucky, bubbly girl. And I am able to see the good in a lot of things, even in the darkest places. But when you're making me feel darker constantly, I can't deal with that. So I've had to block a few of these women. I'm not gonna lie. I've had to block them, but not because I don't believe in some of the things that they say or I completely hate their messaging. It's simply that it just got too negative and it got too dark. And I'm more of being in the light. Hello, my light keepers. Put lights in the chats, please. I like to stay in the light. So things have to be balanced for me. And darkness is a part of that, which is why I'm really big on shadow work. But staying anywhere too long in any of these spaces can get very dark. Like, and I think that's what happened with this woman on this live stream is that she was in a space and it got dark really quickly. And why? Why did it get dark so quickly? Men. So let's get into the part when it comes to this creator where I do agree with her. I understand completely what she means. So let me play the rest of this video.
In order to move forward with their version of women empowerment. Y'all haven't noticed that? They want you, a woman, to conform to their version of womanhood. What the fuck is that?
And I want to make this known because I don't feel like this has ever been said, but no one can make you conform into womanhood. It's literally your birthright. The only thing they can do is make you conform to societal standards, which typically is rooted in men and what they want. That's it. But no one can make you conform into a woman. You were born a girl. When you had your menstrual cycle, you became a woman. That was your birthright. Okay? That was your birthright. So no one can make you conform. But again, it's how you're choosing to listen, though, too. See, there's duality to this conversation. This is between two worlds with Yoni. There's duality, right? It's how you're choosing to listen. I never chose to listen to these women to conform in anything. I only listen for perspective. That's it. To then inner reflect on my own thoughts, to have an objective view on my own thoughts, to know myself and to learn myself better. But it was never to conform. But if you're choosing to listen that way, which is a choice, right? Which I said, you can't keep putting it on the content creator. When are you going to take accountability and responsibility for how you're choosing to listen? Okay? It's all about how you're choosing to listen too.
Now, y'all can finally see what the fuck I've been seeing. These bitches who want you to conform to their version of womanhood are the very bitches who are still invested in men, whether they believe it or not. Because what the fuck does a nose ring and makeup and wigs have to fucking do with you becoming whole as a woman and having a viable place in society, or to be reverent as what the fuck you are?
Now, I partially agree with what she's saying. And this is why I partially agree with Share 7. And then I partially disagree. Okay. So let me explain why I partially agree and disagree. We live in a system. Black women, you live in a system. It is survival mode. Period. All right. These women are teaching you how to survive in it. Are you aware that that is what that is? I think women get caught up in the fantasy of this system, right? Get married, have kids, the white picket fence. They all individually are teaching you how to operate in this in this system in their own way, right? They're literally teaching you how to survive in this system in their own way. And that is what this is all about. And a lot of women are like, well, I'm not quite understanding. I'm like, well, it used to be. Do I feel like some of the things are outdated? Yeah, because I feel like women have more independence, even though they're trying to take it away from us now. It's like, oh, we've given them too much independence. But they're teaching you how to survive. Are you making that connection before you listen to them and listen to their takes? So that means they're not going to teach you how to just be happy. It's about how are you going to make it the next day? Really? Like, how are you going to make it in this system? How are your children going to make it in this system? How are you going to retire in the system? And it's ugly when you become elderly in this country and in this system. So that's where they're teaching you from. But I think you have these fantasy outlooks because you're focused on what the system has programmed you to focus on, which is the white picket fence for us in the United States, the American dream. And so you just focus on that. But these women have lived, they have experienced, they have seen the other side. And also, I could use the example of just college students, right? Like if you graduated school, they lied to you, right? Like you did everything that they told you to do. You did it exactly how they expected you to do it, required you to do it, had standards for you to meet to do it. And what did they do? They moved the goalposts. These women have lived long enough to see it. Some of you maybe have not, or maybe some of you have, I don't know, maybe you lived a life where things were kind of going well and your needs were being met, maybe. And then all of a sudden they moved the goalposts and they like pulled the rug underneath you. And now it's like you're back at square one. So these women are like teaching you how to survive in this shit. Like this is the matrix, y'all. Like this, I don't think people understand like the white picket fence, like that was a dream. That wasn't reality. And it's every day it gets realer about how that was not really true. That wasn't a real thing. It was just a dream. It was a fantasy that they sold you. That's it. So these women are teaching you how to operate in it. And each woman teaches you how to operate in it in different ways, how to survive in it in different ways. And this is why I'm not 100% against any of their messaging. If you notice, I'm not against their messaging 100%. Some stuff I'm like, ooh, that's a little extreme. I don't think that's for me. And then I move around, you know what I mean? But then I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. I like that. I'm taking that. I like that perspective. I like that outlook. But it's when they get too negative where I'm like, I can't. It's too critical. Some of these content creators, not all, I feel like Ashley Dalton has the patience, and I do feel like Ashley Dalton has the compassion. The rest, they lack the compassion and the patience, which is why I tend to tune them out. But some women are more, they can tolerate it. They have a higher tolerance level. So I get it. But you just got to understand, like, what if you're choosing this for yourself, choosing to listen, because you don't got to listen to no motherfucking body. If you're choosing to listen to these women, understand where they are truly coming from. They're coming from survival mode. They're coming from from survival mode based off of the system that you live in. All right. And don't make me pull up the pyramid, because I'll pull up the pyramid and show you. Well, Yoni, what system do we live in? Look at your dollar bill. Look at the pyramid. That's the system. That's how they're teaching you to operate in it, where you are at on that pyramid, which is at the very bottom.
The portal to this planet, something that should be reverenced. Nobody gives a fuck whether you got blush on your nose. Nobody gives a fuck if you got a ring in your nose. Nobody gives a fuck. But those bitches who give a fuck, you need to be leery of.
The system cares. The system does care. It does. I'm sorry. Like, that's just the truth. That's just the truth. and you have gatekeepers of the system, right? Where they will hold nose rings, tattoos, and all type of stuff against you because they're the gatekeepers of the system. So when you get mad at Ashley, you're really mad at the system and the gatekeepers of the system. Ashley is a Black woman. Okay? We can't gatekeep anything in this system because we're a Black woman. I'm sorry. Like, we literally can't. We're dealing with what we have. We're trying to make what we have access to work for us. Like, literally, that's been your mother, your grandmother, your great grandmother. We literally just work with what we have. So to be mad at Ashley is insane because you're not getting to the root of the issue. You're focusing on a woman that's trying to help you work with what you have access to. Okay? So Ashley, I'm not really seeing her as a bully, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not really seeing her as a bully. I think the work she does is really misunderstood, but maybe it takes you getting a little older and gaining a little more experience to understand. Because I used to be young just like you. I used to be young and I used to think, oh, that's respectability politics. That's respectability politics. But then I got older and I started seeing the world from a mature lens. And I'm like, it's not my mama. It's not my grandmother. They were preparing me for this shit. They were preparing me for a world that was going to make it difficult on me regardless of who I was. Regardless. I'm a woman. I'm a person. I'm a person. I'm a woman. I'm just a woman with a personality. And you know what? They don't care about that. So my mother, my grandmother, my Southern Baptist Christian grandmother was preparing me for that. When she said my skirt was too short, she was preparing me for that. When she said you need to put a slip on under that dress, she was preparing me for that. And what a lot of women don't understand is that older generation, right? They weren't doing it to be a bully to you, to pick on you. They're doing it because of what they went through and what they experienced and how they were judged and how they were perceived and how they were treated, because you have to understand that this all leads back to treatment. So when I see a woman like this that's choosing to wear the nose rings and things like that, I see a woman that is rebelling up against a system. And that could be her identity. That can be her choice. That can also be her desires, right? Because we're all women and we're all different. So this is what she's choosing for herself. Do I look at it? It's like, oh, she's wrong. No, this is her identity. This is what she's choosing. She's choosing to rebel up. This is her desire. She doesn't give a fuck about the system. So she's choosing to live her life like that. I think what a lot of women need to also accept is that accept women that are different than you. Accept them, that they are different. As long as they're not coming with toxicity, or putting you in an unhealthy situation or circumstance, let them be them and you be you. That's it. I think we would get so much further. And also, that includes content creators. That's them, right? Don't try to police who they are. Don't try to police what they say. Like, let them be them. And if you don't resonate with that, I use my block button. If you feel like it's too dark, or even if you feel like Ashley is a bully, right? That's you. Like, that's your authenticity. You feel like Ashley is a bully. That's your choice to think that, right? So unfollow. But to then in return try to get these content creators to conform, right? The duality in that is you perceive them as trying to get you to conform based off of the standards of men, but then you want them to conform to your ideology and your program. How is that fair to any of us? It's not. It's not fair to any of us. So I think a lot of the issue, and this is the reason why I did my rebrand, and I said Between Two Worlds with Yoni, is because I don't believe in extremes. I don't believe in this world versus this world. I believe in balance, and I believe in duality, and I believe in two things can exist on opposite ends of the spectrum and be successful. That's what I believe. So you take what resonates. and then you leave the rest at the wayside. But again, that's going to look different for us all, depending on how you want to show up, your identity, your desires. Now, this is what I will say, okay? Because I see a lot of women that operate in confusion, and it causes them to be at war within themselves, where they have these internal struggles. Your self-identity should always match your desires. A lot of you are in conflict. This is where the shadow work comes in. A lot of you are in conflict with what? These are my desires, but it doesn't match your self-identity. That's what's causing this confusion. That's what's causing this internal war, this pull, this I don't know which way to go. I don't know what path to take. I don't know. You're struggling. It's because if you would just find yourself first, your desires would link and sync like a Bluetooth. Okay? Literally. And it would be natural, and it wouldn't be performative, and you could just operate from a real place and be fulfilled in it, because it's all about fulfillment. Okay? If you try to force yourself into just these spaces that these women preach about on their platform, you're probably going to be miserable unless they naturally align with you based off of your self identity. Then you're probably going to be miserable. Okay? And I see a lot of women, like, especially with social media, a lot of women feel pressured to conform because they see the likes, they see the followers, they see the engagement, they see the recognition, they see all of these things, and so they feel like, oh, that's what it takes for me because I desire these things. But you're going about it backwards. You need to create your foundation first. Then your desires become clear. So then you're not at war with yourself. So another thing too that I want to talk about when it comes to this conversation is your old ways are not going to work anymore. That is the collective shift. So I did a live stream about, I think it was like 3 years ago or 4 years ago. It's been a minute. And I warned women that if you don't heal, you're going to be forced to. Okay? You're going to be forced to heal. So you've been putting things off, putting things off. Oh, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Well, it's year 9. There's no more I'm putting it off. I'm going to just get to it. No, 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 no. And this is the kicker. Forced to heal means forced to change, meaning your old ways are not going to work anymore moving forward. So if you're used to manipulating people, manipulating yourself, living in denial, putting things off, like, oh, I'll get around to it, not taking the time out that's necessary for this change, you're going to be forced to. And listen, I went through a forceful healing process. I didn't even know that that's what it was. But when I really look over my life and I reflect, I actually went through a phase like this. And it sucks. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It fucking sucks to it literally starts with a huge catalyst. There's a catalyst that will happen over your life that will be an inconvenience. And then you're going to have to pick up the pieces. And that's the forced healing, forced change, forced transformation that's going to take over your life. Now, this is where people fuck up, because I'm going to give you the cliff notes. All right. Either you go through that process and you put your ego down and you deal with it in a genuine way, or you fight it, you revert back to your old ways. And the only thing you're doing is prolonging the process. Okay. This happened to me when I was 19 years old. And I'm like, damn, let me go and just deal with this. And I'm going to tell you why you're going to fight it. Maybe you're used to shortcuts. Maybe you're used to I don't know, swindling your way out of taking the longer route to get to where the change that you're looking for. Maybe you're used to, I don't know, like just getting lucky out of the blue. That's all gonna stop. Okay. Like, read the energy. If you are an intuitive person, you can feel this shit. All right. Like the people that have been lucky, like they have been able to just skate by or get out of things like easily. It's not going to happen no more. Like that stuff is going to stop. And some of you are already seeing the signs. What was working is not working no more. What you were doing is not working no more. And this is the thing. You can still be making the same amount of money. You could still be growing a platform. You could still be doing things that you want to do, right? But it's an internal thing for some of you. Some of you, it can impact you materialistically, and some of you, it's going to impact you mentally. It's going to fuck you up mentally. It's going to haunt you and haunt you and haunt you, where it could cause you to slip into a dark place. So I'm going to tell you, face it head on, no shortcuts, approach it genuinely, and go through the process. Is it painful at times? At times it is. I'm going to be real with you. At times it is very painful. Then I said in my last live, I said this year, 2025, is about exposure, like exposure. But there's the duality in exposure. There are people that are being exposed because they need to be. They operate in facades. They wear masks. They lie. They deceive. They manipulate. Those people are being exposed. But there's another group that I don't feel people talking about. Those that are being revealed who don't want to be seen. You want to continue to operate in your comfort zone. That's not going to work. And some of you have been working on yourself where you've gotten to a point where you're not even the same person. You went through the process. You did it on your own terms, right? You went through the process. You went through the change. You healed. You reflected. You worked on yourself in a genuine, real way. You're not that person anymore. So even with you, you're transitioning into this new version of yourself. So what was working then is not going to work now because you're not the same person. The routines you were doing, how you, I don't know, how you used to show up in certain relationships with people, maybe even friends. You may be transitioning to a new place in your life. You may have to disconnect from certain people as well in the process of you stepping into, and it's not even you stepping because I feel like you're already in this newer version. I just feel like you're not accepting that you are this newer version of yourself. I feel like you're still struggling with that. Like you're still struggling with, I'm not the same person and I don't resonate and I don't connect with these people like I used to in the same way. And this is another thing to the people that are being revealed, right? Another thing that you're struggling with is coming to the realization that you did the work and there may be people around you that did not. They're still stuck in those same old cycles. And you thought at the time when you were putting in this work, working on yourself and things like that, and you may have had different conversations with people that they were doing the same thing, but you're looking up and the math is not mathing. You're peeping that those people didn't do the work. And so now you're being pulled between two energies, the energy in the cycle that you operated in before when you were close to them and you were friends with them, and then the energy in just the space that you're in now. And you're seeing that you're misaligned now, but you weren't supposed to be because they were supposed to do the work too. They were supposed to break those cycles too. They were supposed to break those old patterns too. So this is the thing I'm going to ask you is, are you going to hold yourself back to stay in alignment with them? And I'm going to tell you now, if you choose to do it, it's going to drain the fuck out of your energy. It's going to drain your energy because now your body energetically does not resonate with that cycle anymore. So the only thing that can come of it is just you draining your own energy and then you creating stagnancy. And that's not fair to you because you put in all of that work. You did the heavy lifting with your emotions. And so now the only thing that's left in that cycle is to literally drain. And then because you did the heavy lifting with your emotions and you were working on that and things like that, those people that are still stuck in that cycle, the reason why it's so draining is because they haven't done the heavy lifting with their emotions when it comes to them getting out of those old patterns and cycles. So it's going to drain the fuck out of you. So either you're going to have to create distance, right? And maybe you want to give them more time to break those cycles so that they can come and join you, or you're going to have to completely disconnect. And again, you can't feel bad because they had the choice and the time and the opportunity to do it. And none of this shit is easy. It doesn't matter what group you're a part of, whether you're part of group 1 or group 2, where you're being forced to heal, you're group 1, like you're being forced to heal. You have all of these signs, right? Like you could have gotten a new job, but you're seeing that every new job that you get, you're dealing with the same energy and people. You're dealing with the same energy. Every time you get a new job or you switch a new work environment, you're still dealing with the same type of energies or the same type of people. It is because you're still in that same cycle. There is something that you're doing behavioral wise, pattern wise, that is keeping you tethered to a cycle, and you have not gotten out of it. And honestly, I don't even know what it could be. I think, hopefully this live will have you sit and reflect on, okay, damn, like what am I not doing? And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, when it came down to me, because this has happened to me, my comfort zone, fear, my comfort zone. It could also be discipline, right? Like maybe you're not being disciplined long enough to break out of that cycle. And see, where does the discipline come in, right? Because group A is about your old ways are not working. You got to be able to recognize when your old ways are not working. And listen, your old ways don't always have to be bad things. Your old ways could just have been things that actually worked for you at one point. But this is all about recognizing. And how can you recognize these things? Slow the fuck down. Like, slow down. Slow down. You need to slow down. Journal. Sit and do nothing and think and reflect. Not overthink. Just think and reflect. If you find yourself in the same repetitive cycle, then you need to sit and reflect over, what am I doing that's causing this? Because there's no way you should be hopping from one work environment to the next and it's the same energy, same people, same experience. There's no way that you can change. What else could it be? Relationships. Or maybe you're meeting new friends and you're creating new friendships, but it's the same energy. It's same energy from past friendships. You got to be able to recognize that. Okay. So that's how you transition out of those cycles. It's going to take time though. Time. And I mean, this is such a large platform that I can't even be like, oh, it's just this one thing or it's just this one thing. I feel like you're all unique in your own way. And some of the things that we operate from because of experiences, how we were raised, trauma. I mean, there's a lot of layers to this. So this live is only to be a catalyst for you to think and reflect over what it could be, but I can't really tell you what it really is. So another thing too is with group 1, right? Because there's duality even in the group 1, is that your old ways may not be bad. Your old ways just may be outdated. Okay? And you got to know when your old ways ain't working no more. It's kind of like when you're working out, maybe you lost weight at one point, right? And you did great with that. You were successful, and now it's not working. Like you even tried to go back to the basics. You went back to the basics and it's like, dang, this is not working like it was before. Or dang, like I used to be able to do this and I was just so successful. It's like, it's not working. And this could be your career. This could be any area in your life. Just apply it. Are your ways outdated? Because you got to see where the energy is transitioning into. All right. I showed you, where is it at? Oh, it's not on this laptop. It's not on this desktop, where we're moving from an old system into a new system. And so cosmically, that energy is matching us collectively, even when it comes to our own personal individual lives. So you're seeing these changes in the world and you don't think that there's going to be change within. It's always within first and then without. So if the energy around you is shifting, things are shifting within you as well. So your ways may be outdated and you need to figure out what those outdated ways are. Okay. It could be how you learn. It could be how you teach. It could be how you show up. It could be how you are, I don't know, raising your kids. It could be a lot of different things and a lot of different areas. And so you're being forced now because we're all being pushed, all of us, but it looks differently. So, like I said, you got people that are being exposed in group 1, and then you have people in group 2 that are being revealed. And some of you are like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And the whole time it's like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're ready to be seen. You just don't want to because your comfortability is, don't look at me. Why are they looking at me? Stop looking at me like, look at somebody else. Stop. But you're ready though. Like you're actually ready. You need to stop thinking that you're not. Oh my gosh, my phone is just blowing up. I don't know, what is that about? You're ready. All right. And even the people in group 1 where your ways were deceitful and manipulative, it was a facade. You lied your way through life a lot, right? Even when it comes to you, you're ready to face those things. You've been running from consequences from doing those things, and you're ready to face them. You're ready to actually face them. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna require you to put your ego down. Because that's really all it is. Once you put your ego down and you feel the initial sting, right? And it may be so fucking triggering because it may make you feel dumb, stupid. It may feel like you lost. It may make you feel these emotions that really it just comes down to you just not want to accept the reality of who you are. And listen, we all have a shadow side. None of us are perfect. None of us. So we all have a shadow side. And it's like you don't want to accept your shadow side. You don't want to accept the things that you've done to get to this point in your life. But we all have to accept our shadow side to truly be and embody who we are. And when it comes to 2025, you must walk in your truth. Whatever your truth is, you must walk in it. Okay? Even the criminals, if you notice, the PDF files, everybody got to walk in their truth. Everyone, including those that are being revealed. You can't be shy to walk in your truth. Like you need to walk in it and be confident in it because that's who you are. And that's part of the acceptance. That's part of being confident and showing up confidently is accepting who you are. And sometimes being who you are, you're seen. Okay? That's why I created this platform, like being a light keeper. Like your light is meant to be seen. That's why you're a light. You can't dim it because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be seen. And listen, you can have your days where you're like, I don't want to be seen today. Okay, not today, but tomorrow, next week, 2 months from now. I mean, can't stay hidden your whole life. And I feel like I'm talking to a younger version of myself. You just can't stay hidden your whole life. And I get it. It's safe, right? People bullied you. People picked on you. Your first bully could have been a parent. People were just fucking mean or judgy, right? So you found comfort and safety in being hidden. I get it completely. I understand. Honestly, I get it. Like if you only knew how much I get it. But your light is not meant to be dimmed. Like that's not your purpose. That's not even your self-identity. That's your trauma. That is what that is. That is your trauma. So you being revealed is not punishment. It's purpose. That is what that is. It's not punishment. It is purpose. And you know what's so crazy about these groups? You're mirroring each other. This is why I never feel like I'm better than, because that doesn't make sense to me. You're literally mirroring each other, just opposite ends of the spectrum. This is Between Two Worlds with Yoni. Duality isn't conflict, it's a conversation. So even them being exposed, there's purpose in it. How could it be purpose? Well, some people, depending on what the hell they was out here doing, it's just justice being served. They time been up. And there were other people that were on the opposite end of that, right? The scales have to balance where they deserve to be vindicated. They deserve to receive justice. That's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. And if you operate in a facade, right? Like if you operate in lies and manipulation, the reason why you're being exposed is because maybe you lied on people, right? So to restore their credibility, to restore their truth, because everyone has to walk in their truth. 2025, everybody has to walk in their truth. To restore their truth, you're being exposed. Because nobody told you to lie on them people like that. That's what's going on. Are y'all seeing the energy? Because I'm just sitting back like, damn, this is crazy. 2025 is a crazy year. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy? So much being exposed. The United States government being exposed. They really were going to starve people this winter. They were going to starve people for the winter. I'm not shocked. As a Black woman that lives in America, I'm not shocked. And I get irritated when I hear people say, this is America. This has been America. This has been America. Yeah, they were going to starve people for the winter. That's how they operate. That's how they've been operating. Yeah. Yeah, they're deporting people in it illegally. Yeah. I mean, why are we trying to act like America has had like this high morality standard? It never has. It never has. It's just being revealed to you to where you can't deny that this is America. That's all. You can't deny it no more. You can see it for what it is. And like I said, I've been saying this all year. Time is on my side. It's not on some of your sides because you refuse to live in the truth of just the reality of what we live in, which goes back to what these women be preaching about, survival mode. You live in a system and you need to figure out, this is what I love about womanhood and individuality and authenticity is I can take in all of this information and still at the end of the day, choose what's for me. That's my choice. That's my birthright. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to anybody. You can figure this shit out on your own in your own time and still arrive and still be you. That's the beauty of life. You don't have to listen to none of these people. I never want y'all to think that you have to take my advice and I want to be like this forceful person or voice in your life. No, because that's not real. And that may not be your path either. So figure it out. Okay. And me, when I think of like figuring out, I'm not saying like I'm not saying it in a condescending way. You should be excited about figuring it out. You should. I mean, you get to find yourself. That's exciting. You get to know yourself. That's exciting. You get to find comfort in yourself. This is huge because I remember when I first started my journey, I didn't have comfort within myself. I didn't even know how to cry. I didn't cry because I sought comfortability outside of myself, thinking that that's what you were supposed to do. And I never thought the whole time I could create that within myself, create a comfortable, safe, vulnerable space for me to be emotional. I never thought that that was possible, but that's why you go on a journey. You go on a discovery. You figure it out. Figure this shit out for yourself. So I was able to find that. And this is the thing. The reason why it's exciting, it should be exciting for you, is because the things that you find, and the things that you find in yourself have always been there. You just didn't cross that threshold yet within yourself. Like, it's just like, oh, this been here this whole time. So it's exciting. I feel like it's exciting, and I hope you see it that way as well. Okay. So let's get into this content creator. I think it's this lady here.
I don't know if y'all know who this is, but I joined Ashley Daltons live last night just to tell her I loved her and give her props. I explained to her how I was like focused on school and I wasn't really interested in dating, so I wasn't really coming up there for any advice, but just really to tell her like, hey, I like your videos and everything. But I did end up mentioning that later on down.
Thank you. That is so sweet. Thank you.
When I get older, I am going to start dating wealthier men because I'm going to be in an industry where I'm going to be around wealthy men. And then she was like, well, with wealthy men, maybe you got to style yourself differently. Mind you, she doesn't know what I look like on a day-to-day basis. She doesn't know how I'm getting ready. She doesn't know anything about that.
Well, I want to say this. This woman is beautiful. She is gorgeous. Okay. Body, face, hair. Cause I went on her TikTok. I'm like, girl, you got a nice little body too. Body, face, hair, everything. Beautiful. Okay. Her locks, y'all know I love locks. I'm obsessed with locks. I love them so much. Like they're my favorite hairstyle. All the hairstyles, locks are my absolute favorite. The only thing with me, this is part of my self-identity, is I know I won't commit to locks long term. So, because I like to change up my look a lot. And I'm like, oh, locks take commitment, long-term commitment. So I'm just not there yet. But y'all, I'm obsessed with locks. And then I love going on TikTok and you get to see like the different styles and different types of locks. And I'm loving this generation that's taking the locks to the next level. Like you're seeing them curl it and do roller sets. Obsessed. All right. I'm like so obsessed. So I feel like Ashley is not for her. That's all I'm hearing is Ashley is not for you. And it's not because you want a rich guy or anything like that. I just think what she teaches and what she preaches does not fit your self identity. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is not to be mean to her. Okay. It's for her to understand that, okay, this is who you are. And you need to recognize when that person is not in alignment with your identity. And she is a woman that is unwavering with who she is, as she should. And you got to know, and she's young, so she's probably still trying to figure this out. You have to know when that is this person or what they preach is just not for me. And that's okay. It doesn't make Ashley a bad person. It doesn't make this woman a bad person. It just makes you authentic. That's it. It makes you you and it makes her her. And these two women can operate, maybe not in the same room, but they can operate. Okay. So I just want to say that.
But it's not really about her. I don't think that her lives and people joining her lives and her, trying to help them out aesthetically is a bad thing. But I do genuinely feel as though a lot of the women that are watching her are just sitting by waiting to tear a woman down for her choices and her personal style and what she likes. Because, like I said, I am very confident and secure in my aesthetic and how I dress and my style. But the way that the women were nitpicking so much when I wasn't coming up there for advice, they were talking about my lip liner and how my hair and this and that and the third, and the way I did my makeup. First of all, that's
And you know what she sounded like? She sounded like my grandmother. Like the women that were in the chat box sounded like my grandmother and my mother. Okay, so two things. I don't want to dismiss this woman and her experience because going on a platform in front of an audience, that's some scary ass shit. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's very scary. All right. You don't know if people gonna be nice, people gonna be mean, people gonna troll. It's a scary ass experience. So I don't want to dismiss what she experienced because I didn't see the live, I didn't see the chat, I didn't see those things. But I do know women though. I know women. But again, the space that she was in is to critique your look. That's the platform you went on. Why would you subject yourself to that space if you weren't looking to be criticized in that way? What I want women to understand, and just people really, you have free will. When you have certain experiences, you have to understand that based off of your choice and action, you're subjecting yourself to this particular experience. Not in all cases, because some people, you may go innocently into a space and you didn't know, oh, it's like that. You know what I mean? And I've been in those spaces. But this space, you knew. You knew. And you set yourself up. And then another thing about being a confident woman is you're not here to force anyone to like you. You're not. You really don't give a fuck. So you're not going to force yourself into certain spaces either. You got to know when I don't need that space. That space is not for me. You're so confident, but to force yourself into that space and then to force people in that space to, I don't know, accept you differently. That's not real. Like, you got to know when to remove yourself, or you got to know when to recognize that ain't them not my people. That's not my tribe. Them not my people. Them not my folk. And then you move around. But what I be noticing is like women want to be accepted in these spaces. And I feel like it's a level of naiveness because you got to know when not you're not going to be able to rub elbows with everybody you come across. And just because she's a black woman, that don't mean you got to be, oh, that's my sister, or that's my friend, that's my soul sister. That's not real. That's not part of you being authentic. You got to know when we probably not going to get along like that. And that's okay. It doesn't make nothing wrong with her, and it doesn't make anything wrong with me. It's just we're different. And sometimes differences don't always align, and sometimes differences don't always mesh well. That's it. So it's really the space. And I feel like based off of the space, this is the experience that she got.
How I know, like, you women on Ashley Dalton's live are just waiting for an insecure woman to get up there, because barely anybody was like, oh, she's pretty. Everybody was just nitpicking. But then the next woman after me came up there and she was super timid and insecure, and they were like, oh, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. It's a lot of you loser women on them lives just waiting to tear a confident woman down.
Now, I do want to ask, because again, I don't watch Ashley Dalton like that. Like, I've never been in a her live streams. I've only seen like clips and things go viral. So I don't want to take anything out of context. But do they bully the girls when they go on there? That's what I want to know. Like, do they be bullying the girls like that?
And a lot of the women listening to her have no personality, have no depth, have no morale. Y'all literally are just treating and acting as though being a trophy is going to get you far. It will get you a little far, but it's not going to get you everywhere.
So if that's how, and see, this is what I'm saying. She seems conflicted in her views, her desires, and her wants. If that's how you feel, then why do you want to date a rich man with money? She's teaching you how to be a trophy. You get what I'm saying? Am I crazy, y'all? Am I crazy? Do I sound ridiculous? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Because I'm open to criticism. I'm open to seeing things in a different perspective. But I'm just like, if that's how you feel about those type of women, then why did you go on there? Why are you listening to? I have so many questions.
And every true pretty girl knows that. So while you ugly, insecure women are sitting on her lives trying to find new ways to manipulate a man into...
And then this energy is the same energy that she dealt with allegedly on the live stream.
attracted to you, since you guys are not naturally beautiful. Me and my clear skin and my beautiful thick natural hair and my real edges and my perfect body are going to go by my life and have a great life.
Okay, so Ashley's chat bullies, but not Ashley. That's what I got. I'm like, I've never seen Ashley actually like be mean to anybody. She real. And I know how some people can take real raw advice negatively. I've seen that, but it's like we can't be delusional. If this is your desire, men and money, that's your desire. That's what you choosing, right? Because it starts with that. That's the standard, right? Okay, well then things have to sync up. You can't be mad at Ashley for keeping it real with you. That's what I feel like. That's what's not fair. Even when it comes to Share 7, like any of these women, if you know that the desire is men and money, which is your choice as a woman, because you get to choose, right? Then they're going to give you real advice about that. Like, they're not going to sugarcoat it. Like, they're not going to be like, well, girl, you could just show up any type of way. You can't. So that's what I'm saying. This woman is conflicted. And I think that's part of the problem, right? Her desires do not match her self identity. And I'm going to give this girl grace because she's young. She's still trying to figure it out. And I get that. And I welcome that. But I think it's unfair to put it on Ashley, though, or any of these content creators. Because I'm just like, well, we all trying to figure this shit out. I'm still trying to figure this shit out. So I think that's unfair. The only thing we can do is really exchange notes. That's it. You got some notes? I got a little note. You want to tell me something? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. This is crazy. Okay. Then to be fair, right? There was another woman, and this was a little while back, and she felt the same way. But again, she's not really saying Ashley, she's saying the comments.
So yeah, yesterday I had the opportunity to get on Ashley Dalton's live, and she basically just gives women advice on how to level up their appearance. And I just had a baby, my nails ain't done, my hair ain't done, so I was like, let me get on here and see what she gonna say. And it was fun, and she gave me some great advice. Anywho, the girlies in the comments was rushing to my page and saying this and that about me, act like I was lying or something. Like I said, we all can use a level up. I don't care if I do my makeup sometimes. Like, we all could use a level up. But anywho, towards the end, when we was about to hang up, I was like, thanks, Ashley, for your little advice. So the girlies in the comments was like, oh, little advice is crazy. And she was like, little advice, big money. Little advice, big money. And I was just like, dang, sis, relax. Like, well, I didn't say that to her, but after I got off, I'm thinking to myself, like, dang, relax. Like, I really did not mean that in a malicious way. But social media is so crazy but it was like so weird because like these girls, they claim that they're just like a girl's girl. They claim that they really want to help, other women. But it's like soon as somebody in the comments say like, oh, little advice is crazy, because at first she didn't say nothing, but when the girls in the comments projected that on her, it's like she got very like defensive. And when people get defensive and when they get mad, like they always want to throw out, oh, I got money, big money, big money. And I was just like, dang, like I was not trying to come for her at all. I did not mean that. Even the next girl that she took on live was like, hey, I just wanted a little advice. And I'm like, look, it's not like, oh, little advice trying to like play you. It's like you gave me just a little bit of advice, and I'm appreciative of that. Like, I really was not trying to play her in no shape or form at all. But yeah, that experience just had me like a little stuck. I'm like, see, that's why I don't even do y'all TikTok, Instagram.
But I understand where she's coming from. I understand where the other girl's coming from, because girl, women can be women, all right? Women can be women. But you have to understand that when women are being women, they're projecting. Okay? That they're projecting. That's all that is. Once you come to the realization that women are projecting, then you're able to separate yourself and remove yourself from their projections. Don't internalize it. Don't take it personal. Don't do anything like that. And listen, these are two women, two different experiences. I'm not going to invalidate their experience and how they feel. Does it mean that it's true? Not necessarily. It just means that that's what they experience, and the feelings behind their experience, that's valid to them. That is. I'm not going to dismiss it. But what I'm saying is, when it comes down to this conversation, know the space, know the people that you're around, and the space that you're entering into. And you need to ask yourself, is this where I feel like I want to be? That's it. But to put it off on others, that's not fair. I don't feel like that's fair. I don't feel like it's fair to put it on Ashley. This lady is going to give criticism based off of how you look. And I know that that's a very triggering topic. That's a very triggering experience. Women do not like to be criticized when it comes to their appearance at all. I mean, the negative, nasty comments I got after I said, oh, she's not ugly, she's just lazy. Oh my God. It was crazy. I'm like, that girl's not, but she wasn't ugly. If I felt like she was, I would have said that. But I'm like, she's not ugly. You know what was crazy? After I made that live, there was a Caucasian woman that popped up on the news feed. She stitched that same woman's video. And this is a woman that put in effort when it came to her look. She is mid. That was just the truth. There was nothing like she's going to look like that. Nothing she could do unless she go and she gets plastic surgery. But that was not the situation with the other woman. That other woman was just lazy, y'all. Y'all are crazy. The Caucasian woman, she came online. She had on a nice, beautiful top. Her hair was done. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. Two totally different situations, though. So people are trying to make it seem like I'm just being fake. Like, oh, Yana, you just, no. I see the potential in this woman. She's not maximizing it. This lady did, and it was not enough. That's just me being real. But that was not the situation with the other lady. That just was not the situation. That was not the situation. And I thought about bringing it back to the platform and talking about it, but I'm like, either you get what I'm saying or you don't. I'm not about to overly explain myself. But I get it. Some women can't see past their insecurities, or they got triggered with me saying that you're just simply lazy. And it's like, would you rather me call you lazy or would you rather me call you ugly? I'd rather somebody say I'm just lazy than say I'm ugly. Because I'm telling you, that other woman, she would have had to get plastic surgery. Seriously. To be beyond mid, right? Her experience, I'm like, I get it. Like I really did. I'm like, damn. I'm sorry. Like it's literally her genetics. But the other lady, girl, come on now. Come on, put in some effort. Put in some effort and then come back and we'll circle back and see if you don't have a different experience because it all came down to experience. That's it.
Facebook influencers, because y'all really be messy. As soon as y'all think somebody say something, y'all trying to like, oh, big money. Like, girl, it was not that deep. Relax.
Exactly. Really what that woman wanted was someone to find her attractive by not putting any effort at all. And the only type of men you're gonna attract are like the lowest of the lowest vibrations. It ain't even just broke, like the lowest of the lowest vibrations of men, most likely abusive and predatory. So think about that, ladies. Put in effort, raise your standards so that you can protect yourself. Like, do y'all not see it as protection? You should, right? It could remove those lower energies away from you. And if you really doing the inner work, oh, it really protects you and it removes you from those lower vibrations. Seriously. So, I mean, the more effort you put into yourself, there's only great things. I'm going to keep telling you, there's only great things that can come with that. Okay. Let me pull up this live though, because I wanted to see what happened in the live. Hold on. Is this it? Oh, wait. There we go.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Z.
I cannot cut my camera on. I don't know how to do this. I've never done this before. How do
Press
I?
save. Press save.
Am I up there? I cannot see myself. Oh my goodness. Save. Hi, Miss Dalton.
Hi, Z. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I just wanted to say I love your videos so much. I think you're so beautiful. And yeah, that's like all I wanted to say to you.
Do you consent to be on a live on potentially all platforms?
Yes.
I'm instantly picking up that this woman is very nervous. Which is normal, by the way. To be nervous is very normal. So let's just continue. Her voice is different. It's crazy. It seems like when she was on her TikTok, she spoke a little more confidently, and then on this live, which is why I'm picking up that she's nervous.
Yes, yes, I do. I just wanted to tell all of my naturalista girlies, my lock shawties, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When we don't be wearing makeup and we ain't done up, they do be attracting them dusty men. They do be attracting them dusty men. So that's all I wanted to say. Yeah.
That's it? That's all that's she said, okay.
I mean, I would ask for some male advice, but I'm only 20, so I'm not really focused on that. I'm
Okay.
more so focused on, building up my career. I'm going to nursing school to be a medical esthetician. So.
I will also say it's the way you style. I don't know why there's feedback. It's like an echo.
Oh, girl, that sound.
Hello.
You hear me?
Hello. I think it's good now. Okay, there's no echo. Perfect.
Okay.
I will also say it's the way you're styling yourself. So if you're wearing your locks, I wouldn't do like a black liner. I would go brighter. You can do cherry red, you can do pink.
I was at an event today and it was a little dark, so I wanted it to still show up. That's why I went a little bit darker, but I normally do something that's a little bit lighter. So,
Okay, but I'm saying if you want to, because you were, you said you attract different guys. Again, you're young, so you can experiment with the look. That's fine. At 20, you should be able to do that, switch it up. But
Did you hear what Ashley said? She said when you're young, you can experiment with your style. Did y'all hear that? I tell y'all that all the time. That's the time to do it, to figure yourself out, to find yourself, figure out what works for you, what looks good on you. You got to play around. You got to play around with it. You talking to the girl that was walking around looking ashy as hell when I first started wearing makeup because I didn't know how to wear it. I didn't know how to wear it. And then I found YouTube, and YouTube saved my life. Okay. Shout out to It's My Ray Ray. Tiara Monet, she helped me with my hair. Shameless Maya, she got my foundation shade correct. I mean, I could literally go down the list. You got to play around. You got to find what works for you. I ended up finding out I don't like the baddie aesthetic because of what it attracts. I found that out on my own, right? But I allowed myself to play in these different areas. Jackie Ina, okay. It's My Ray Ray. She helped me with my brows. She said, fill in your bald spots. You don't recreate your brow. Because girl, I was looking crazy before It's My Ray Ray helped me with my brows. So I'm just saying though. I'm just saying, like, listen, let yourself just breathe. I feel like nowadays, I feel like the younger girls, y'all don't let yourself breathe, girl. You don't gotta figure it all out today. You got tomorrow. Hell, you really got the rest of your life. If you in age is beautiful. Getting older is such a beautiful experience. Do not allow men in society to get in your head and try to make it seem like getting older is the worst thing ever. Actually, it's the best thing ever. You become so much more confident in yourself the more you age. You become so much more self-assured. Being self-assured, it's a good ass feeling. Because you don't always have to second guess your choices and your decisions. You're like, oh, no. There's a sexiness that comes with that. Okay. Without you even trying to be sexy. It's like natural sex appeal when you're self-assured, which is why you'll see the more mature women show up and there's like this, I don't know, there's like this confidence about them. It's very sexy. I love seeing that on older women. But men try to demonize it. But we're learning that a lot of these men are PDF files. So let's just acknowledge that for a sec. Pause. Okay, so they're demonizing your age because of their own weird issues. That's projection, ladies. Age is sexy as hell. The older I get, the more sexy I feel. That's just been my experience. So, girl, ladies, you have time. Figure it out, okay? Take your time and have fun. That's another thing. When you rushing through life, it's hard to enjoy these phases. And you don't want to look back and think, oh, I wish I would have just had fun with it. Have fun with it. I feel like when you're young, have fun with it. When you mature, you romanticize it. And then maybe if you're an older soul, you're having fun and romanticizing it. Have fun with this shit. I don't understand. I mean, you're already in a system where you got to survive. The least you can do is have fun in it and be innovative. Just have fun. Let your hair down a little bit. Don't take life too serious all the time. Know when to take life serious because, I'm a situational person. I call myself a situational woman. Know when to take yourself serious and know when not to. Know when to let your hair down and know when to put it up. Okay? Know when to show up in a way that serves you at different times in your life. And it's going to benefit you. And that's the joy and the pleasure of being a woman.
But I attract some white men as well. I'm not sure if it's because of the locks or because of like my shape, but I do attract a lot of white guys and I don't really want to.
Okay, are you hanging out where they hang out? Are you?
This
I'm
is a
assuming if you're.
Not necessarily. I'm from the suburbs and like I live in the suburbs.
Okay.
So they're there, but it's a good mixture of black people and white people. But I don't know, they just love me. They just love me.
Oh, okay, love. We love a man who loves.
But I don't know. Like I think that ultimately I do want to end up with a wealthier man because I feel like the industry I'm going into, I'll have a lot of money and I don't want a dusty.
Okay.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so you're 20, right? You're 20.
yeah.
What are you doing with your life right now?
I'm in
Outside
nursing
of
school.
wealthy. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
How's nursing school going?
It's going really well. I'm ready to get to the injectable courses so I can start doing like what I actually want to do with myself and be a medical esthetician and start doing Botox and everything like that. But
Okay.
yeah,
All
it's
right,
going good.
because I want us to focus on that. And our vision should be to, I want to open up my own.
Y'all, remember I said I feel like this woman is conflicted? Wait a minute. So she's a natural Lista and she's in school to become an injectable for Botox, but she doesn't want to be a trophy because she feels like those women are miserable, but she wants to be with a rich man because she wants someone, or a wealthier man because she wants someone. Y'all, this is why I be saying when men be like, oh, this generation of women are cooked, they're delusional. Why y'all got me agreeing with men? I hate that. But this is the year of exposure though. Cause they be like the younger generation of women are cooked. And I'm like, no, they not. Me being in my own little reality, right? I'm like, no, they not. Then we come across this type of stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh. She's a little confused. But I will give her grace and say, when I was young and confused, I did have a platform though. And I looked a mess. That's just me being honest. I mean, just go back a few videos. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see different phases of bitterness, confusion, finding myself, falling down, trying to get back up, literally fighting my way through life. If you go back and watch, like there was a girl, she commented on one of my older videos and she was like, oh my God, Yoni, this was 7 years ago. Yeah, I'm never deleting those videos. I want y'all to see the truth of my life. I want you to see the truth of it. And it was a mess in the beginning. Like it just was. And messiness is still purposeful. Okay? So go back and look. Look at some of those older videos from like 7 years ago. You'll see.
Own practice, for the
Yes.
girlies who want to do that.
Yes, that's exactly the goal. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. And date, keep the cookie jar shut and have
Yeah.
fun.
Dating is but yeah, you're right.
I'm saying, I wanted to speak about work first but yeah, date, have fun. And and dating can't be you just said the men are in love. You said love, not love.
I don't like
Love.
them, but
Which one is it?
they do. They like me a lot. They think I'm really attractive.
I feel like Ashley was really nice to this girl. But again, I'm not seeing the comments because I know how the comments can be. I'm not seeing the comments. So I don't know. And listen, TikTok can be, whoo, girl, TikTok can be mean. So I don't know. Was anybody in this live stream? Was anybody in this original live? Did y'all see the comments?
So
Okay.
yeah. But you have a nice day.
You too, darling. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Come on in, you guys.
Okay, maybe I don't get it. I don't understand. What was so mean about that? I'm glad I went to go look into this because I'm just like, I don't think she was being mean.
Joined Ashley Dalton's live last night just to tell her I loved her and give her props.
Yeah, y'all, that was it. That was it. That was all she wrote.
Explained to her how I was. So I make a video commenting on the negative.
Oh, by the way, Ashley stitched her video on TikTok and then she responded with a reply. And this is the reply.
Disrespectful, unhelpful comments left on Ashley Dalton's lives when women are coming up there only for her to make a video painting a narrative as if I was saying anything about her or saying anything that she said.
And listen, all Ashley did was stitch her video with the live stream. She didn't even say nothing. She didn't address the girl or anything. She just stitched it so people could see. And I think the reason why Ashley did it is because, well, now you're putting this narrative out here that her platform is just extremely toxic. Toxic. You talk shit on her fan base. She has a right to respond, but she really didn't even respond. She just put the truth out here, and how people perceive that to be based off of us just watching, like how I'm doing. I don't feel like people are being mean, but again, to be fair, right? I didn't see the chat box, so I don't know. And it seems like this girl was more upset with the chat box, not necessarily Ashley, though. But now she's upset with Ashley.
Said verbatim, it's not about her, it's about the women that watch her. And when people were saying that she was problematic initially, I was like, no, it's not her, it's the comments. Until I watched that video and I was like, oh, well, maybe she's exactly who you all say she is. An insecure mean girl. And all the women watching her are insecure anti-black mean girls. And then she's over here saying naturalista studying injectables and begins to play the recorded live as if that's supposed to prove a point. What does my natural hair have anything to do with the way that I'm investing in my passions and my future? And here come all the bitter, insecure, desperate, lonely women and the lace front warriors calling me insecure and saying that I said something about Ashley Dalton in particular and da-da-da-da-da. All of y'all clearly can't read, can't hear, lack critical thinking skills, and y'all are still ugly. And y'all are still self-hating. And y'all are still insecure.
She's young. She got some growing up to do. That's all I gotta say. She got some growing up to do. That's it. She's young. She got some maturing to do, because that just took a very left turn for no reason. For no reason at all. I don't feel like she did anything really wrong. I'm confused. There's a lot. You know what's so crazy is I'm seeing, like, she's talking about the chat box, and I feel like that's fair because, again, I didn't see it. But the very thing that she's complaining about, she's projecting back to them. Is she not aware that that's what she's doing? Oh, you're insecure, you're projecting, you're da-da-da-da. But, like, in return, like, you're literally mirroring that same behavior and you're putting it back on them. That's crazy. Calling them ugly and all. I'm like, but it's crazy.
Insecure and saying that I said something about Ashley Dalton in particular and da-da-da-da-da. All of y'all clearly can't read, can't hear, lack critical thinking skills, and y'all are still ugly. And y'all are still self-hating. And y'all are still insecure.
Yeah, she's still young. I'm not gonna say much. I'm gonna just chalk it up as a misunderstanding on both sides. But I do want to make it known that, ladies, know what space you're entering into. Okay? Know what space you're entering into. The space that Ashley has created on her platform is to help women by criticizing their looks to help them level up. That's it. And she makes it about a rich man. I've seen Ashley make it about just looking better, like wanting to be better, look better for yourself. I've seen her make it about that as well. She takes different angles depending on the desire of the woman that she's talking to, as she should, because she's not projecting on all women to want the same things. I think some of you just, I don't know, like, just know what space you're entering into, because that space, she helps women level up in life, their appearance, based off of their desires. Sometimes it's weight loss. Sometimes those girls just come up there because they want to lose weight. Or sometimes those girls come up there because they're wanting to level up who they're attracting. So they ask, should I do this? Should I wear this? I don't get it.
But I joined Ashley Dalton's live last night just to tell her I loved her and give her props. I explained to her how I was like focused on school. I don't think that her lives and people joining her lives and her, trying to help them out aesthetically is a bad thing. But I do genuinely feel as though a lot of the women that are watching her are just sitting by waiting to tear a woman.
If y'all don't know who Ashley Dalton is, she's one of those level up gurus, right? The ones that hate natural hair. Oh, if you want a rich man, you have to look like this, all while not having a rich man. And if anybody's watched Ashley Dalton's live, she's against locks. That's one of the things she thinks that is just, ooh, a little ghetto, I guess. These dating lifestyle gurus, yeah, they're always tearing other women down. The people in the comments are always sitting.
You know what I'm hearing is you're allowing male validation to tear you down. That's it. It's not these women. You're allowing male validation to tear you down. And I'm gonna tell you this, based off of a girl that stopped giving a fuck. Like, could literally care less about male validation. I get approached way more. I do. It's like, I don't know if it's like reverse psychology or spiritual. I don't know what it is. But when you literally don't give a fuck, you actually attract more. Now, do you attract who you like? I don't know. That you actually want? I don't know. But you're allowing male validation to make you feel like this. It's not Ashley. It's not. She's giving you real advice. Again, this woman kept saying rich man, wealthy man, rich man, wealthy man, rich man, wealthy man. That's what she kept saying over and over again. If she would have came up there and said, oh, I'm just trying to look better for myself. I want to improve myself. Or she kept bringing men into the conversation. It's male validation. It's not the advice. Reflect, sit with that. Okay. And think about that for a sec. So, and when you want a rich man, right? You want to attract a rich man, right? You're making yourself the bait to that rich man. Be attracted to you and bait him. That is literally what she's telling you to do. Like, I can go fishing. I went fishing with my brother. I can't just throw whatever I want to throw on a rod and just be like, oh, I'm catching a fish today. They're not gonna bite that shit. Like, I'm gonna be sitting there all day, morning, noon, and night, waiting for that fish to bite. It ain't gonna bite. I have to put on the pole what the fish wants, what the fish likes. And then think about it. If there's somebody else fishing out there with me, I'm now competing with them. And then I'm putting out there what the fish don't even want. You think I'm gonna win that? No. And then I'm over here fishing, putting out there what I want to put out there. Right? And I'm looking at the other one. They just collecting fish after fish after fish after fish after fish. And I ain't collected one yet. Ladies, this is maturity. I'm like, really, this is just being mature. Right? And the choice was, I said I wanted to go fishing. The choice was, I said I wanted to catch a fish. That was a choice that I made. So if that's my choice, then I'm like, okay, well, I got to put in the water what the fish wants because I said I wanted the fish. This is maturity. Okay. So this is why I said it comes across as conflicting because I'm like, do you really want the fish? And then some ladies, and this goes for everything in your life, you need to accept that you don't want to do what it takes to get the things that you desire. You don't. That's just the truth. You don't want to do what it takes. And you need to accept that within yourself and move on with your life. Or do what it takes. That's it. Those are your only two options. There are no shortcuts. There's no way around it. You can try to manipulate your way. That can only get you so far. But when it comes down to it, when you get down to the nitty-gritty of it, you don't want to do what it takes. Right? So I can use me going fishing. I don't want to do what it takes to catch that damn fish. Then I need to sit with myself like, do I really want to go fishing? Or am I just wanting to go fishing because everybody else is going fishing? Or I'm just going fishing because that's what I feel I'm obligated to do. Sit with yourself and really think about that. Do you really want what you're desiring? Or are you forcing it? Or is it that you don't want to do what it takes to get what you desire? When you get done, there's acceptance waiting on you after that. Okay? That's it. And I don't know what that acceptance looks like. It could be, you know what? I didn't know that I didn't want to do what it takes to get the things that I desire. But you know what? Now that I thought about it, I really want what I desire. So I'm going to do what it takes. Let me accept that I'm going to do what it takes. Okay. Or you're coming to the realization like, yeah, no, I don't want to do what it takes to get that desire. And you know what? I don't even want that damn desire because I don't want to do what it takes to get it. I'm going to accept that. I don't know which one it is for you, but you need to figure it out, okay? Cuz you being in this space of you're like in this in between, it's actually driving you insane. Like it's making you mad. It's making you mad. It's making you upset cuz you're going fishing and you like, I ain't caught shit and you getting upset. And that's something that you're doing to yourself. So accept. I don't know which one it is. There's some acceptance that needs to be made, and it comes down to your choice, which is based off of what you want and what you desire, and that's it. Okay. So, and it doesn't matter what it is, ladies. Like, I don't know why women get upset when it comes to the conversation of men, that you just want men to accept you any old type of way. And nowhere in this system do you just get what you want and people just accept you any old type of way. Nowhere. Nowhere. Not even when you're applying for an apartment. Not even when you get a car. Not even when you try to get into school, you get a job. Tell me what area of life where people just accept you any old type of way. They don't. They don't. Like that's the part that I like. Oh, I hate when y'all make me see where men are coming from. I hate that. Like y'all don't understand. It's an ego for me. Like it triggers my ego because I'm very prideful. I'm an Aries woman. Like I don't like this shit. But it's like, y'all, come on. Be so freaking for real. You cannot sit here and be like, oh, well, he should just accept me all type of way. Girl, you shouldn't even accept yourself any old type of way. There should be a standard within yourself before you project that on anyone else or before you require that on anyone else. You have to have the standard within yourself first, whatever that is. And again, it goes back to self-identity. I'm going to always tell you, go back to self-identity. Go back. Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. I always recommend it to my mentees. My mentees know that is the go-to book that I have when it comes to you trying to figure out who are you. And that book questions who you are at a very deep level, very deep. Like it questions things and it doesn't involve anything in this world. Everything that it questions when it comes to who you are has everything to do with inside of you. Your thoughts, those thoughts that people don't know about. That book brings it to the surface so you can really figure shit out, okay? But come on, like I need the girls to understand that it's not fair to just put it all on men, that some of it requires you to accept that maybe you don't want to do what it takes to attract that type of man or this type of man. Maybe you like being single. Maybe you like your independence because it comes with freedom of not performing, not feeling like you have to show up a certain way. But then you have this pull that's pulling you towards, but I do want that. Well, you got to figure it out, sis. You do. But this in between is making you mad. It's making you very, very mad and upset. And you're getting frustrated. So it's just a matter of choosing. And listen, this is the beauty about life. Because I said there's messiness and purpose, right? You can decide 1 minute that that's what you want. And you know what you could do? You could also change your mind. You could reach a certain point in your life. You went through certain experiences and you decided to change your mind. That's your choice as a woman. At any given time, you could have made a decision on Monday as long as there's no deadline attached to it. There's no other obligations attached to it. You last Friday you said, and then you changed your mind later. Now listen, this is where maturity comes in. Some things are time restricted. So for us as women, we have to be sure sometimes sooner, right? That's just life. Sometimes you have to know sooner than others. All right. That's just part of being a woman. So when it's time restricted, you need to be in when it's time restricted, that means you need to be your most realist. So then you're sure. Don't be fake. Don't be phony. Be real. And you don't got to come online and be real with us. That could be a journal prompt entry. We don't need to know. You just need to be raw and real with yourself when it involves something that is time restricted. Okay. But anything outside of that, if it's not time restricted, you can change your mind. You can change your mind.
They're waiting to tear young girls down, beat down their confidence. Oh yeah, this is not gonna work for you. Oh yeah, this is not gonna work for you. Whole while looking how they looking. Please.
Now, I agree with this part, and you want to know why I agree with it? I see it in comment sections all the time. Just women. When did social media become this thing where we police women constantly? Constantly. Now, if you notice, I don't police women when it comes to their look, their identity, their choice, and their lifestyle. Okay. I like to correct toxic behavior, toxic thought patterns, and things like that. But when it comes to a woman choosing, how she wants to show up, okay, cool. But sometimes, y'all, it's completely unprovoked. This woman is not asking for advice. This woman is not spewing toxicity through her platform or her social media account. She's just being herself. And then you got these women that just swarm in like a beehive and just start attacking unprovoked. And she didn't ask for advice. That's how she's choosing to wear her hair. That's how she's choosing to dress. That's how she's choosing to do this. Why are we unprovoked criticizing her? That makes no sense to me. Makes no sense. And I see it all the time now. Like, even when it comes to, like, I went to Jackie's on TikTok. She got these braids. That's what Jackie want to do. She wants to get braids. She wants the braids to look how they look in the way that, and yeah, she's paying money for her braids to look like that. She's paying all of that money. Did she ask for your advice? Did she say, hey, ladies, do you like my hair? What do you think? You think I paid the right amount for this style? You got women in her comments that just swarm in on her and just start attacking her. Like, you paid that much for that hairstyle? Why did you do your hair like that? Where's the individuality? Where are we allowing women to be themselves? Why are we bullying? Because that's what it is. So again, there's balance to this because I've seen both sides. I've seen it when it's truly unprovoked. And then I've seen it where, okay, you're on Ashley's platform and you know what she's known for. You know what her purpose is on her platform. Don't act shocked when you get on there and you're like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, that's to me what's unfair. But and then some of those videos that women create, like there was a woman that was on TikTok and she was talking about telling us her business that we didn't even ask for it. She's talking about my husband hasn't spoken to me, and I don't know, what did she say, a week or so? He went into our bedroom, closed the door, and locked it. So I'm okay. You coming to us this for what? Advice? So women started giving her advice. Women started saying that's emotional abuse. She wasn't trying to hear it. Then she started getting mad at women that were giving her the advice. And I'm like, well, why did you come online with that? So again, I see both sides. Women are seeking out that advice, and then the women that didn't ask for it, and it's truly unprovoked. And that's nasty energy, y'all. If that woman didn't ask, be quiet. Like your input is not needed all the time. Okay? And that's going to help you in all relationships. Your input is not needed all the time. That's going to help you in your relationship with your mother, your relationship with your father, your relationship with your sister, your relationship with your cousins, your relationship at work. Like, you got to know when your input is not needed all the time because it doesn't serve you in this moment to give it. And that's okay. Okay. So sometimes I do. And I see it a lot under beauty, fashion stuff, like girls that are not dressing a certain way to get a man or anything like that. They're just expressing. And you have women coming in and just attacking them and tearing them down. Like, why you do your eyebrows like that? Or why you do your hair like that? You know what? Your hair, actually, your look would look, you could upgrade your look. It would look so much better if you did a side part. And the whole time, that girl didn't ask for all of that. It's crazy. I've seen it. So this is the part of this content creator. I know exactly what she's talking about, and I 1,000% agree because I've seen it. Then I've seen the fashion girlies. People being police. Well, why did you wear those jeans with that? Why did you put that top with that? Well, why did this girl is literally coming online just expressing her style, her choice. That's all I see is a woman choosing. And you got women in the comment section policing. And she didn't ask for all of that. That's what she wanted to wear. She wanted to wear her outfit in that way because that's what she wanted to do. Why are we unprovoked attacking her and policing her choice to style herself and to express herself in that way? I don't get it. So no, I see the duality in this conversation, and I've seen both sides, and I see where she's coming from. It's just in the context of Ashley's platform and what I've seen from the other creator and seeing the live and everything, not seeing the chat box. I feel like it's kind of unfair to put this on Ashley. Okay. If you feel like you don't resonate with her, don't seek her out for advice. That's it. Just don't seek her out for advice.
Don't say nothing. You watching it live, I'm sure, so that you can get advice.
Oof.
Amen. Then the advice really don't be fruitful or true. Like, there's plenty of women who have rich men with locks. There's plenty of women who actually rich men prefer women in their natural state. So sometimes these women are just making money off these women's insecurities. Let's just be aware of elitist spaces that start to feel anti-black women, and spaces that are just negative for us. Anyways, love y'all.
And again, I'm glad that this content creator, she kept saying spaces. Know what space is not for you. You got to peep when, oh, this space is not for me.
I was on live Wednesday morning and somebody asked me my take on the Ashley Dalton topic. And I was like, don't fight me because I know how you girls like to tussle, but I agree with her message. But
I think what a lot of women don't understand, because y'all, growing up a suburban girl, I've seen the most basic woman being kept. Basic, honey. Basic. In shape. I'm gonna be real with you. But then I've also seen them when they're not in shape. I'm just being honest with you. They're not in shape. I'm gonna say this because there's another discourse going on social media now. The girls are saying that, and I've been saying this, that we're witnessing women go super religious, right? Not religious, super religious, extremely religious. Okay, for a man. That conversation is coming up. I started seeing an uptake in this back in 2020. And at first I read it as, oh, the pandemic, people are probably scared, so they're seeking God out. This is great. Then it started transitioning into something else, right? Is it all women? No. But there is a group of women where they're becoming extremely religious, not religious, extremely religious. And they're projecting this misogyny, and it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. I'm seeing an uptake in that, right? So you have women that are going to the church house and they feel like they can manipulate their way by forming a relationship with religion and God, that now, okay, I'm doing everything right, I'm gonna get a man. It doesn't work like that. You can't manipulate God like that. I'm sorry. You can't. Now, can you manipulate your way into getting a man in this world? Absolutely. But it won't be a divine connection. So if you're seeking out a divine connection, that's on God's timing. And listen, God's timing may be like, this lifetime ain't the time. Some women do not want to accept that. So they keep trying to manipulate, because that's all they know. Because they feel like, oh, this is how you do it. But it's just, you struggle with control. You have control issues. That's all that is. And one thing I've learned about love, when it's genuine and when it's real, it takes luck. Right time, right place, right person. Takes luck. And women don't want to accept that because you were programmed guy meets girl, girl meets guy. They have chemistry. They like each other. They fall in love. And that's it. It does not work like that in real life. Love takes luck. It does. Right place, right time, right moment, right person. So now, can you increase your chances? Yeah. I mean, that's why you have the Ruth and Boaz story. You can increase your luck, right? By putting yourself out there. You can try to create luck or boost yourself up, but at the end of the day, you don't have control over that. A lot of women think they have some type of control over it. You don't. You don't have control over anything in this world. You don't even have control over having kids. All you can do is show up, put in effort, and try. And try to align yourself with the desires that you're seeking. That's it. But beyond that, you have no control. And that's just life. That is just life. That's real shit. That's not a gimmick. That's not me trying to sell you nothing. That's just me being real as hell. All you could do is show up and align yourself with that desire. Just like anything in life, right? You went to school to show up, to align yourself with your desire of the career that you wanted. You had to show up to align yourself with the body that you wanted. That's all you can do is try to put yourself in alignment for what you're desiring. And then the rest, you can see it as luck. You can see it as spiritual. You can see it as divine timing. That's it. That's it. But outside of that, you don't have no control. You don't have no control. This world that we live in teaches you that you do, but you really don't. You really don't. And we're learning that you can do everything right. You can do everything right. And this can go so many different ways because life is complex like that, right? So say you went off to college, you found your person in college, you got married, you had kids, it ended in divorce. That's life sometimes. You can do everything right. You went off to school, you got a degree, you got into your career, you hate it. You prayed for this job. I hate it. Maybe because you was in school and you were operating from a place of survival, and now this career, you've been in it for a while. It has afforded you to come out of survival, and now you hate it. It's not fulfilling like it used to be. It's life, y'all. It's life. It is life. It is life. It is life. And I think what makes life more enjoyable is understanding that you have free will and you can change your mind. That's it. But you can't keep operating from a place of guarantee. That's you falling for gimmicks. That's it. Which is part of the programming here. Like, it wants you to fall for gimmicks because then you in debt and you paying for shit that you probably don't even want or like, or why did, like, I've seen so many people say, I went and got this degree, paid all of this money, and I don't even use it because I don't even like. It's the gimmicks. They sell it to you every day. It's the reason why you had people running out to Starbucks buying those gimmicks, those bear cups. Y'all want to be mad at Mariah Carey. Y'all want to be mad at Beyonce, right? But they're not tone deaf. They know you gonna run out and buy it under these conditions and circumstances. They know you gonna run out and buy it. And did they lie? No, because we saw them people running up in freaking Starbucks falling for the gimmick of a freaking bear cup. And people were like, oh, I got it. You can't be mad at Mariah Carey and Beyonce. They know y'all gonna do it. Just like these corporations know you gonna do it. So you can't be mad at them for meeting you where they know you at. That's crazy. That's not fair. So it's gimmicks. It's the illusion that you're falling victim to. And I'm not going to say, because this is not me being cruel, this is me being real. You got to know that that is what that is and to free yourself from it. Like, did you really need to go out and buy another cup? You got so many cups at home. Did you really need to go out and buy another fragrance, another body butter? I mean, or are you falling for the illusion? And listen, the illusion is getting thick as fuck out here because, girl, these ads, oh my God, from TikTok to Snapchat to Instagram to hell, you can't even, can you escape the ads anymore? Hell no. It used to be you watch TV, the commercials, that was it. Girl, the ads are everywhere. It used to be, oh, you listen to the radio. That's it. They are literally bombarding us with all of these ads everywhere you go. And you just be like, oh my gosh, This is insane. So it's a gimmick. Like they're literally pressuring you to buy. You need. And I'm like, I got like 10 cups at home. I got like, I don't know how many workout sets at home. Why do I need to go buy more? It's a gimmick that you're falling victim to. You got to break out of that shit. Seriously. It's crazy. So same thing with this. This whole conversation, a gimmick. That's all it is. And you don't have to fall victim to it because you get a choice. Okay? You get a choice. But this is what I get from Ashley. And I felt like this creator went into great detail about it.
I was on live Wednesday morning and somebody asked me my take on the Ashley Dalton topic. And I was like, don't fight me because I know how you girls like to tussle, but I agree with her message. But Ashley content resonates with me. And I think people have to get back to a space of watching other creators that resonate with them. Her messages are not offensive to me. And I think it's because she's an East Coast girly. She has like a New York accent. So we're very direct on the East Coast. So what she's saying, I don't take it as disrespect. I don't think it as like she's being mean. I've seen her give women very, very great constructive criticism. Like, I think you should wear your hair like this, put on a pop of color. I think this will look good on you. Like, I've seen her like really, really helping women out. I don't think what she's doing is damaging to our community. Now, that girl, I'm just a girl. I think what she does is damaging to our community, but I'll get into that in another video. I think the scariest thing on this app and just in general now in our community is that so many women are saying that they want high value men, but they are not willing to do the inner and outer work on themselves, and they just want those quote unquote high value men.
The inner and outer work. The girls skip over the inner work. Like, girl, slow down. And listen, the outer work is fun, so I get it. Outer work is so much fun. The inner work is scary as fuck. Okay? You still need to work on your inner work when you can't go in the bathroom, look at yourself, look directly in the eye, and just pause. If you get uncomfortable, you got some inner work to do. The more inner work you do, the more comfortable that stare becomes. Because when you look at yourself long enough, you see the real you. And you don't see what everybody else be out here seeing. You see the real you. And if you can't do that, that's when you know. And I'm telling you, based off of my experience, I used to freak out. I'm like looking at myself. Oh, hell no. I used to divert my eyes to something else. Like, oh, hell no. But now I'm at a point where I can actually stare and see the beauty, see the pain, see the past, see the history, and be at peace. See the messiness, see the purpose in the messiness. I'm able to look, to stare, and to see me. Okay? So when you are struggling with that, and that's how you can kind of measure if your shadow work is working, if the work you're putting in is actually working, you become very comfortable with that stare. Very comfortable. Very comfortable. And you know what else gets more comfortable? When other people stare, and you understand what they're looking at because you stare too. You're not fidgety. You're like, why are they looking at me? You start to think like, oh, I see what they're looking at. Because I be staring at myself the same way in the mirror like, damn. Girl, you've been through hell and back. Girl. So it works. So if you need a measuring stick, like say you've been doing work on yourself, you've been doing the inner work, you're like, is it working? Is it working? Is it working? That's your test. Okay. And you should time it sometimes. Like, how long am I able to stare before it gets uncomfortable? And then unpack, why did I get uncomfortable? Okay. But I'm telling you, the more work you put into yourself, it gets really comfortable. You get very comfortable in your skin. This is how you get comfortable in your skin. The makeup and the hair, I feel like that's all about expression, about how you feel. But it doesn't make you who you are, though. It's an expression, an extension of what you're feeling inside. And you're like, oh, I want to express that, right? But inner It comes down to, can you really look at yourself? And do you like what you see? Do you find peace in your mistakes? Do you find peace in the things that you've done? Do you find peace in that? And then ask yourself, what's keeping you from finding that peace? What's keeping you from being able to really look at yourself in the mirror? And then go from there. And the more work you do, go back to that mirror, right? Things start to get a little more comfortable for you. Because you know what you're doing? You're addressing yourself. You're addressing the things that make you who you are. When you start to address the things that make you who you are, you become comfortable in what you see. So that stare, it starts to become a very comfortable place for you. You start to create a very vulnerable space for yourself, a very safe space for yourself. It's not awkward anymore. It's real. It's really who you are. So listen, work on it, do a little shadow work, then go back. Then do a little more shadow work, then go back. Every time you go back, you should see improvements. And the improvement is, I can look at myself longer than the last time. I can stare at myself longer than I did the last time. So give it a try. That's going to be your measuring stick.
To take them as they are, and they do need a lot of work. And it's like, soon as somebody tell you, even if it's not a high value man, soon as someone tells you that you need to do some inner work and some self-reflection and some outer work on yourself, it's like, no, why he won't take me as I am? It's the same as you don't want to take a broken man as he is. You don't want to take a guy who needs to work on himself as he is. And it's also like, soon as someone tell you, I think you should do this, that, and the third to get to where you want to be, no matter what it is, whether it's a goal, whether it's a man, whatever. It's like, oh no, I don't want to do that. Matter of fact, that ain't looking that good no more. I don't want that. And then next thing you know, you see all these takes and these videos of now people trying to tear down Ashley. And it's like, I think it's crazy to call her ugly and call her unattractive because she told you this is what you should do to get what you want. And let's also factor in Ashley and Shira content are similar. Their messaging is different, but they're both telling you pretty much some of the same things. And Shira has told y'all multiple times to put some makeup on, to not have on those colorful wigs or whatever. Shira says a lot of things, and nobody comes up against her and say anything. And now it's starting to make me think, is this a colorist thing? Are we more accepting of what Shira's saying because she's a lighter complected woman? Ooh. And Ashley's a brown skinned woman? Ooh. And I've actually seen Ashley without makeup. She's stunning with makeup on, and she's gorgeous without it as well. I just think moving forward, like I said, stick to the content creators that resonate with you and stop trying to shut people up for saying their opinions or saying what they think is good for people, because that works for Ashley's audience. If you're not her audience, that's fine. There's girls that wear makeup. There's girls that don't wear makeup. You know, there's girls that wear in between makeup. And sometimes when she's saying put no makeup, it don't even always have to be like a super glam full face. It's all up to you and how you want to do it. But I just feel like we got to stop that whole feeling attacked when somebody didn't say your name. It wasn't directly directed at you. If you don't wear makeup, that's...
And I just want to say, I think part of the issue is that I get it. Women want community, but you got to know what community isn't you. Like, that community just is not you. I've mentored a few girls that have, you know, they've went into some of these spaces with women and they had such a horrible, horrible experience. But the reality was that wasn't your community. That's not your community. So you got to find your community. And I'm going to tell you right now, like, my community is not shallow. We're not shallow. I don't like shallowness. The community that I feel like I operate in communities where people can show up as themselves, as long as it's not toxic. That's it. And we're not competing. We're existing in our own worlds. We're operating from our own path, and we're doing our own thing. And we mirror each other in different ways, but we mirror each other based off of our own uniqueness, not based off of we're the same. So my community is that. My community is not, oh, we share this community and everyone is doing the same thing and there's no individuality. I personally don't operate well in those spaces. I don't know why. I don't like those spaces. I operate better in spaces where it's just individuality. It's a lot of uniqueness. It's authenticity. And that's where I operate the best in. And I don't feel like I have to dim my light or reserve parts of myself to fit into this space. But other spaces where it's like we all got to be doing the same thing. And listen, some women that works for them. Like I'm not even here to deny that that doesn't work for some women. It just doesn't work for me. And I had to come to that realization that it just does not work for me. I have to have freedom. And I feel like in those communities, I don't have that sense of freedom. I feel like I'm expected to show up a certain way and perform. So remember when I said in the beginning of this live, I don't want to be anywhere where I have to perform. That's my identity. I will do at times what is necessary and what is obligated because it serves me best. But when it's just me being in these casual spaces, like me being in community with women, me being in a relationship with a man, me being around my family, I don't want to perform. So if that's what it takes, then that's not who I want to be around. And I've accepted that. So I go where I don't have to perform, and that's my community. Those are my people. And that's it. And I leave it at that. And that may mean I don't talk to certain family members. Cause I always be talking about how I don't got family in Houston. I do. I just don't talk to them. So I just be like, I don't got family in Houston. You got to know like where you are truly accepted for who you are. And even the other group of women where they mirror each other and everything like that, that could be who they really are though. That could actually be who they really are. I don't know. Maybe they grew up like around sisters, or they grew up in a family where they have nothing but women around all the time. And I grew up in a different type of family where you had to be yourself. Like you didn't have nobody to copy off of or mirror. I mean, you took inspiration from women that walked before you, but you had to be yourself. So I don't know. It really depends. I feel like women who operate better in those spaces probably grew up around sisters, or they probably grew up around just a lot of women in their family. And I didn't really have that. So I always showed up as myself, and that was it. And it was a little rough around the edges, tomboyish at times, creative at times, um, just wild and free at times. And then other times I would be more tamed. Like that's just been my experience, just coming into myself and knowing myself. But those other spaces, it's like you got to show up the same way every single time. And I'm like, I would like die. I don't like repetitiveness like that. I like freedom. And my freedom means it could change by the hour. Sometimes I'm super activated and sometimes I'm not super activated. I need to recharge. And I feel like when you are in those spaces, they expect for you to show up the same way every single time. And I'm like, I'm not super activated like that. So I have to go where that is accepted too. Like, oh, she doesn't have an attitude. There's nothing wrong with her. She's just not super activated. Her energy is just on the lower side today. But that doesn't mean she got beef with you. It doesn't mean she got an attitude towards you. She's just not super activated today. Okay, cool. And I feel like when I'm around these group of women, they understand because they're the same way, right? And just different. So I don't know. I think it just comes down to you finding yourself and finding your tribe, your people, your community, and just being comfortable in whatever space that is.
Fine, but she's talking to the girlies that want these rich, high value men. And if that's not what you're going for, her messaging was just not for you. So that's my take.
So yeah, you just gotta know when someone's messaging, it's just not for you. It don't make them a bad person. It doesn't make Ashley a bad person. Again, it went back to what I said. Those women are teaching you how to survive in a system. Okay. That's it. They're teaching you how to survive. And I'm teaching you how to survive too. Shit. I'm teaching you how to survive in this shit too, because this shit is crazy. Are y'all watching the news? Are y'all keeping up with all of this stuff that's going on? I'm teaching you how to survive. I'm just teaching you how to survive the spiritual route. That's it. But we're all doing similar things just in our own unique way. And we're doing it where we are in life. And where this woman may be where you currently are. And so you just align and you resonate with her. Like every woman is gonna be at different places. And if you're more eclectic like myself, like I'm more of an eclectic vibe where it's like I don't know. It just depends on my day. It kind of depends on my mood. But I'm gonna take this and 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 then I'm gonna create my own thing. Like you may be that type of person. It just depends. I don't feel like when it comes to this conversation that we always gotta be at odds with each other. I don't feel like that's what it truly means to be in community and be women and be about women empowerment. You got to accept people and their differences, even if they're super negative. Like sometimes accepting people and their differences just means you keep them at a distance and you may just completely separate yourself and disconnect, but you're still not at odds with them. That's it. So that's all I really wanted to say when it comes to this situation. Let me know what you think because we talked a lot in this live about different things. I released a new video on my Patreon to help you heal your finances. If that is of interest to you, check it out. I'm going to be coming back with a conspiracy theory video. I took a break to my members, my YouTube members. I took a break because I don't want you to be depressed. So I take breaks in between because things can get dark when you going down these rabbit holes and you really seeing the world for what it really is. And I'm not saying that all of it's true. All of my conspiracy theory topics are true, but the theories sometimes have a little truth to it and it can get a little dark. So I took a break because I actually wanted you to sit with the information that we learned and kind of process it a little bit before we just jumped into the next thing. Because again, when you go down these rabbit holes, it could get very, very dark. It could get very dark. And, I'm thinking about people losing their snaps. And I'm like, I didn't want to be that content creator that's just adding more to what's already going on. So I took a small little break. Okay. So let me know in Discord what you want me to talk about or focus on. I know we left off with the farmers. Do you want me to start off with the farmers? Because I felt like that was very interesting. Let me know. Or do you want me to hop skip back to Miss Kirk because she been on some weird stuff lately? If you've been keeping up with that, let me know. Or do you want me to just cover something completely different? Let me know in Discord. Let me know in the content room and I'll see what I should come up with. Okay. And then the Brene story. I know a lot of you are wanting me to update the Brene story, but I was trying to give y'all time to watch the last video I did because it was 2 hours long. So I'm not trying to like throw all of this content at you at once. Like I'm trying to like slowly do it. So if you notice, I kind of rotate a little bit. I'm like, okay, pause. Let me give the conspiracy theories a break here. Not trying to put them into a depressive or suicidal state. That's just me being real as hell. Then I'm like, oh, let me circle back around to the spiritual girlies. We working on our finances. We're trying to heal generational patterns when it comes to our finances. And a lot of it is tied and associated with our emotions. So we're healing our emotions with our finances to heal our finances and to remove generational hardship off of our finances. So we're getting to the root so that we can heal our finances and heal the generational patterns associated with that because it's really emotional. Then, and this is why you got to heal your trauma because it affects your money as well. It's crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but you get it. Then I'm like, okay, let me get back into some mess. Let me get back into the Brene situation. So I just been rotating. So let me know what you want to see next. Is it the Brene situation? Let me know because I can go ahead and update that. I've been keeping up with that too. I found some more interesting old vlogs that Brene deleted, but now people are chopping them up and they're now going viral on TikTok, which is so insane. And I'm like, wow, they were married acting like this. Disgusting. So let me know. Okay. Oh, I haven't talked about the Erica Kirk situation because it gets dark as hell. That lady, I told you, something spiritually said, follow that lady. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to follow her. And it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder. Honestly, I don't know who's weirder, Brene or Erica Kirk. They're both weird to me. I don't get it. So Let me know which one you want me to do next, Brene or Erica Kirk. If I do Erica Kirk, that's for members only. If I do Brene, that's public. Okay, so let me know which one you want me to do next. Please give the video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next one. Y'all have a beautiful day.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.